Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jason Lucchese, and I'm here with my good friend and business partner, Mr. Jason Palliser. How's everybody going today? Hey, before we dive into everything, I know people are going to be jumping on here as we're rolling here, as we're starting. If you can, we're doing webcam here, so we want to make sure that you guys can see us and hear us. And also, you should be able to see like the map that Jason has pulled up. So if you could just type in where you're from and that you could see and hear us just fine, that would be great. I would love to give some shout outs right now. And just go ahead and do that. I'll be looking into the chat box here. I know we had, okay, we got Judy from Florida. Matt, hey, what's up, Fish? Uh, all right, cool, nice. Let's see here. Let me pull this up so I can see it better. Uh, we've got,
Two scary characters. Yeah, you got that right. You already know me well enough.
oh yeah, I saw that one. Jim Bristow, nice. Keith from Kentucky, William from Virginia, Brenda from Las Vegas. Brenda, have they opened things back up in Las Vegas yet? I'm not even sure. Hey, we got Bernadette on here. Hey, how's it going, Bernadette? Carol, NorCal for Linda. Hey, Linda, how's it going? Opening Las Vegas in phases. Gotcha, okay. Esteban from Dallas, Fort Worth. So everybody obviously can see and hear us. Let's see here. Any other folks? Tim from North Carolina. Cool. North Carolina. Christina can see and hear you. Perfect. Ketter, what's doing, guys? How's everything going? Good. Everything is good. So we got everybody chiming in, which is good. Hopefully everybody is enjoying as we're reopening things, right? Things are finally starting to reopen. One of the big things that I can't wait to reopen is the movie theater. I've been craving to go to the movie theater, but yeah, that's another thing. So if you guys don't know already, Jason Palliser and I have been doing stuff with the Tax Delinquent Blueprint for now and for months now, for training wise, and we've been seeing some really great results with people in the group. But the one thing is why you're seeing this map right in front of you right now. Why is that? Well, I sent something out like a little bit ago, and I'm going to change it up because I didn't get the response that I was looking for. So I'm going to bring up the Goonies. Jay, you remember the movie Goonies, right?
It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay, so you're gonna get this. So remember when they get this map from One-Eyed Willie, and they see that Chester Copperpot in the 20s, was somebody that went after this gold, right? And they have
Yeah,
this map. They have to keep going and finding these clues and having to navigate to get to the gold. And it took a lot. Plus, they had the good old Fratellis on their tail. So they were trying to do all these things. It was scary. They probably could have died several times, but Steven Spielberg decided, hey, this is a kids movie. Don't need any kids dying in the movie. So at the end of the day, they end up getting to One-Eyed Willie's boat, right?
yeah.
And it's filled with gold. It's got diamonds, as Data would say, rubies, and all this other thing. It's just filled. But at the end of the day, they only walk out with like a handful, but it ends up saving the whole town, I guess. They never came back
Yeah.
out with the sequel. They've been teasing us for the past 2 decades now, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. And
Yeah.
the reason why
I mean, I would do the truffle shuffle anytime anybody asks.
and the main the main reason why I bring that up is because a lot of people, they get like into these training programs and they only get like snippets of what you're supposed to be doing to actually make money as a real estate investor. And today you're going to see the map of what everything looks like for the 2-day blueprint. And you're going to be able to see all the things that other folks that have actually gone through this have seen. Only a very limited number of people have seen what you're about to partake in today. And you're going to get a map that doesn't have, you don't have to get a bunch of clues and start solving things. and navigating around to where rocks could potentially fall on you like they did with Mr. Chester Copperpot in the Goonies. And you don't have to, play the bones piano to where if you make the wrong move, you're going to fall into this big cave and you're going to plummet to your demise. So we've got everything set up to where you have a map in front of you that gives you a straight line from B, and that's it. It's simple. And Jason Palser has put this together. He loves doing the mind maps. I love them. He's like one of the originals that really came out with mind maps quite a while ago. So Jay,
Yes.
I'll kind of let you take it away. For folks that don't already know, we've done tons of YouTube videos together, so people should already know you. But if they don't, why don't you just give them a quick intro about you?
Okay. So I've been in the investment game for about 23 years. I've been in the investment funding specialty game, private funding for 25. And uh, as you know, Jason, we've worked together a long time. I've been speaking for all the TV shows on real estate. Any expertise that you can imagine, they hire me to speak for it. I've been doing that for 20 years. But what I really love to do is build out systems. And I've been doing that for 16 plus years for companies at the hedge fund level that say, hey, we need to average 30 homes a month in a marketplace for 40 months, 60 months, whatever it is, 30 homes, 40 homes, 50 homes. And over time, when you put together, when they have unlimited budgets, which myself, yourself, and most people don't have, so don't have that luxury. Um, when I'm in charge of those budgets, what happens is that I get to test everything, and then I start to pay attention to what wins, and then I start building out, as you see here on the screen. I start building out based upon data. So imagine being at one point in 142 cities, running every technique. Like I always love it in Facebook guru land. It drives me crazy, but where they say to do the same 5 things, as you know, they say we're sophisticated. Let's send out text message blast, and then they say be consistent, and they call that training, right? That drives me insane. So uh, what I decided to do, because I kind of had enough of that, I sold a real estate automation software company called REI Black Book, built it up and sold it. And now that I got 4 hours a day back, because I don't have 4 hours of support calls on REI Black Book, I went to my team and said, okay, I've had enough. Why don't I show everybody? Why don't I start teaching individual investors again how we do this? How do we win the investment game systematically based upon zero guesswork? Like data doesn't lie. I always teach data doesn't lie, it tells the truth. So um, 34,000 acquisitions deep using what you see here inside of the blueprint over a 16-year period. I always tell everybody that's either on purpose or an accident, and I can tell you right now it's not an accident. So having systems down to a science and every move that we should make, all the way down to what niche and why that's my favorite niche, what's the top 5. We have that all built inside the map for people to win the game, if that makes sense. And I love removing the guesswork for investors. Like, I only live in the world now. So imagine I'm no smarter than anybody else, but when you give me massive budgets to win this game, and I simply pay attention. So I love taking the guesswork out of investing and basically wake up every day knowing that if I do X, Y, and Z, I have predictable results. And so that's where this map came from. So over time, one of the hedge funds called it. They're like, "Hey, have you seen Jason's blueprint?" And because all these hedge funds recommend me when I do 1,000 homes for a hedge fund and they hit their benchmarks, and they refer me to another one and another one and another one, and to say, hey, he did a good job for us. And so one of them just said, man, this is the most comprehensive blueprint I've ever seen. Like all I have to do is look, click, and do. And so that's what we've kind of drilled it down to. And so you said, hey, you're going to show me the map, and people don't see it. I mean, unless you're a client, you don't see it. This is only the second time ever that I've actually agreed to show any part of the inside of how we build out operations that run for years on end and close tons and tons and tons of deals.
And hey, Jay, real quick, I just wanted to, hey, Judy, we are going to make the map larger as we get into certain areas of the map. So yeah, don't worry about that. And also too, if you need to make your screen larger, GoToWebinar automatically sets you at, I believe, 72%. So you could go ahead and automatically make the zoom bigger. Also, too, if you guys have questions at all while we're going through this, we'll be answering questions at the live. This is live, so we are going to be answering those questions for you at the very end. And I know a lot of people, that registered were really excited. 30 off-market acquisition strategies. There's a lot of them that you may or may not even know about, and we've got that to cover. We've got a lot to cover. 10 different ways to get somebody to say yes during a negotiation. A lot of people, Jason, you know this, and I know this from doing training now for a long time. A lot of people just come in and they try and offer, just a low ball strategy. And a video that we're going to be having coming out later on YouTube is a video of Mike and I that went out yesterday. And we know this guy is not going to accept a low ball offer. So we're going to talk about a terms deal, which we've talked about between you and I, Jason, on several YouTube videos. But let's go ahead and have you get into what we were going to discuss today so that everybody knows on. We got John, yeah, no problem at all. Thanks for being here. Yes, Matt, awesome. Very cool. Awesome that you're here, buddy. So yeah, okay,
Yeah.
go
Oh,
ahead,
so
buddy. I'll let
Jason,
you take it away.
so again, I'll let you, Jason, I'll start walking people through some things. I'll teach you a couple items. Um, when we do a 2-day blueprint, we build out everything for the client, right? They get this map when they're done. Our execution portal, our lead tracking stuff that's comes in free software. So you never have to devote any brain space. You keep your foot on the gas. So again, Jason asked me to do this. You asked me to do this 2 days ago. So you tell me, Jason, kind of what you want me to walk them through as I'm doing it and showing them. So please feel free to interject. What I'm simply going to do, folks, is this. I'm going to show you, I'm going to pull back the curtain on what it looks like to sit at the table when I'm building out stuff for a hedge fund and basically giving them their marching orders. So obviously, I don't have a ton of time to go in great detail on everything, but folks, I can tell you with certainty, we can help you take over your marketplace because most people do the same same 5 or 6 worn out things. So before I even pull this curtain back, I know YouTube and Facebook gurus, Jason, say, get a high equity list, get a vacant list, get a water disconnect list, and send postcards and letters and be consistent. And they call that training, right? Be consistent. Hey, you'll close a deal. I'm like, are you kidding me? Why don't we do some stuff? And I'm trying my best not to cuss. Why don't we do some SHIT that I know actually wins the game instead of just being consistent? I want to win the game ASAP. So we're going to talk to you a little bit about that stuff, but I'll show a couple things in here and hopefully it helps you out. And I know some of you at home will be feverishly trying to take screenshots, which is cute, or just have the map when we're done getting our hands on you, turning you into a monster. So I'll start walking through it now. Jason, just interject wherever you see fit.
Sure.
But I'm just going to go over some of the lead source stuff right now. And I'm just kind of give you, for instance, like lead time, shortest closing window, cheapest point of attack, stuff like that. So the people at home can start to develop, wow, you know what, maybe there is a better way to do this. Okay. So when we go through the blueprint, we teach everybody non-negotiables. So we go through non-negotiables. Each of them has notes. So you really have no pressure to remember anything. We just walk out and build out who you are and how you operate. We run you through a perfect day. This business does not have to take all day to execute. So we have everything down to a science built in there on what we should do when we fillet that open. But specifically, I want to talk about lead generation, okay? And all the different ways that we attack to win the game. So we set automated lead triggers on various different real estate websites. We attack different real estate websites, and we tell you how to attack each one of these systematically and do a 8 to 10 second scrape on those. So we start to break all of this down for you. The first thing I'll say is this, folks, when we build out a 2-day blueprint for people, I get paid not to miss deals by big companies. So your business should run the same with the same level of efficiency and do the same. One example is this. The first thing that we go over in the lead generation tab here is how do we attack online real estate websites? There's 16 plus that we teach you how to go in 10 seconds a day, how to go in and scrape these websites and identify the opportunities that are there. the difference here is that most people don't do that because like, well, I didn't find anything 2 days in a row, so there can't be a deal on these websites. Well, I already know because data tells me the truth. Per calendar year, on any of those websites that I just showed you, there's easily 3 deals a year in the zip code you want at the price you want. You just don't know when it's coming. So what we do when we build out a blueprint, some of the techniques, we just simply show you how we win the game. Okay, so how are we systematic and put checks and balances in place and what I call protocol? What do you wake up and do? So imagine a world where in 365 days on all those websites, there's easily 30 or 40 deals. So as I go through and start talking about some of the things we do, just imagine that on top of any other effort you did, by the way, this technique is free. So on top of any other effort that you ever put forth in real estate, high equity lists, vacants, and you mail postcard, you could do this technique for free and scrape those websites every morning from 8 to 10 a.m. and identify deals month over month over month that are perfect deals for you. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody. And Jason, I'll let you, if there's questions as we go, Jason, if you can just interject and because I'm
Yeah.
just going to kind of walk through some stuff here.
Okay.
Okay. The
Hold
next
on.
thing,
Hold on 1 second. Dre is saying can't see the screen. Can everybody
okay,
see the screen? Because right now I can see it. So real quick, we are live right now, so it would help. Wendy, Linda, John, Crystal, Bernadette, James, Luke. Okay, they could all see it. So I'm sorry,
okay,
Dre. I'm not sure what's going on your end. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what to say. Maybe try a different browser. I use Chrome for all my stuff, so I'm not sure if it's your. Yeah, I'm not sure. Sorry. I wish I could be more helpful on that, Dre. But go ahead, Jason.
okay. So the next is Freedom of Information Act. This one drives me crazy. Um, we just had a blueprint, a 2-day blueprint, 2 weekends ago, and we've already helped out of the 14 clients. And by the way, when we do a blueprint, we keep them small, anywhere from 5 to 20 clients typically. Um, and so we've already helped 4 or 5 of those clients unlock water disconnects, code violations, cease and desist, which are very good off-market leads, whereas before they were stuck because people just say, hey, use the Freedom of Information Act to grab those lists, but they don't teach you the rules of engagement. So some things that I can teach you is that you want to ask for water disconnects, code violations, cease and desist, order to vacate separately. Here's why. A lot of people ask for all of them at once from their um, their county office, their county clerk's office. But if they don't do one of the 4, then they just say, we don't do that. And then you guys are all frustrated at home. Okay. So what we do is we teach you to do it differently and we teach you the levels of attack. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your county clerk, find out who to talk to, get their email address. Our first level of attack is going to be to email them. So I'm going to open this up for you. This is the specific email that we send out to unlock these, okay? And what I want you to understand is this. We say, hey, we don't want a specific address. We want all of the addresses. We want it for a 3-month period. If you guys forget to do that, let's say you unlock this lead source code violations, there might be 18,000 that are dating back 12 years ago. Well, 12 years ago is irrelevant to you. So what I would tell you is that you want to do 90 days or less. So all the verbiage in here is specific based upon 140 cities and collecting the data back and seeing half of the time we get junk, which wastes all of our investors' time. So we want to help solve some of that stuff, if that makes sense to everybody. And so that's your first level of attack. A lot of times they're not going to respond. So then we send a certified letter, and here's the link for your particular state to send out the very specific letter and ask for it. I would send it certified mail. Then we tell you to get pushy, call to set an appointment. And then last but not least, if they're still not playing ball with you, draft an attorney letter saying that we could sue you for this. I work with very high level people that have been told no 2, 3, and 4 times. And when we take it through this process and get this detail with the specific verbiage, which is what we build out for our 2-day blueprint clients, then they unlock those leads. And a lot of time when it's hard to unlock, It's very, it's the most, one of the most valuable lists you get, because that means nobody else has it, because everybody else just gives up. Does that make sense, Jason? Does that make
Yeah,
sense to everybody that's
and I
listening right
want to,
now?
yeah, I want everybody to answer that. Is everybody else getting, is there going to be a copy of this presentation? We'll have a recording available, Lisa, and you could watch it. Has anybody gone through and did that strategy? Are you getting those leads right now? Because I could tell you that they're difficult to get, but most valuable. They are some of the most valuable leads. So let's see. Wendy, no. Got the ideas. Raymond, not I. Okay, so not a lot of people are doing that. So those leads are such a big opportunity. Valerie, is it just the major cities you mentioned? So, oh, Jason was mentioned earlier, Valerie, that he's done like worked with hedge funds and other people in 140 cities. So you could get this list at any county across the
Yeah,
country.
yeah, at any county, and I've done this in cities big and small. Every city is different. But again, I'll tell you, most investors quit here. First of all, they don't even know what verbiage to put on this stuff. They don't know how to send the letter, send it certified. So we solve that. Then we teach them how to get pushy and what to say to set an appointment. Because when they know you mean business, then finally they give in. And so we had a guy that was just on our training, and I asked when we do our blueprints, I'm like, hey, so out of the 14 people that we did their blueprint build out for them 2 weekends ago, 12 of them said, "Hey, I tried, but they rebuffed me and I couldn't get anywhere." So a lot of those people are already within the first 7 to 10 days afterwards have unlocked those lists. These are some of the most valuable lists that you would ever get. And so the harder they are to get, the more valuable they become. But everybody just teaches you surface level and say, hey, use the Freedom of Information Act and tell them by law you can get water disconnects, code violations, cease and desist order to vacate. And but they don't tell you what to do. If you don't ask for them separately, that's a huge mistake. I know nobody's taught you that before because they haven't gone through it 150 plus times in various cities. That's why when we do as you see here built in the map, we have everything down to a science. We have notes on each one, so you know exactly what you're doing, and the notes telling you what to do in the appropriate spots, so that you can truly execute this, right? So again, when we get hired to come into a city and do a lead generation blueprint, we're not doing the same five or six things that everybody else does, which means now you're operating in different spaces with less competition. Okay, so if I'm going down the list here, one thing that I would suggest you do is do bandit signs on wheels, meaning this: you need to put decals on people's cars, because people calling while they see an ad out on the street, whether it's a bandit sign or a decal on the back of somebody's car, which is what we call bandit signs on wheels. Those are some of the hottest leads you'll ever get. So those are some of the shortest closing windows. And I hope you're paying attention here. They're some of the shortest closing windows. So from phone call to closing, because a person has made a willful decision while they're out and about to call you. Those are some of the best leads of all time. Okay. So you need to set that up. Uh, we teach people how to do it for as little as $4 per car. If if you're a regular investor that hasn't had this level of training, then what you do is you pay somebody $40 to $70 to put it on a car. I already know that if you get 10, 20, 30 cars, 40 cars on the road, you're going to be consistently probably closing a deal or two a month from that. And there's some of the biggest spreads in the shortest closing window. So does that make sense to everybody? I'm not just teaching you something to try. I know based upon data that this is a top 10 out of 30 technique for you to do, that as a blueprint client, we can teach you how to get the cost down to as little as $4. Does that make sense?
That's pretty crazy. And let's see here. Crystal was wondering, when you say list, what kind of list do you recommend? I think that's with the code violations one. And we went over that. It was the four separate ones that you recommended. Do them separately, not all at once.
Correct. That's a mistake that investors make, because maybe there's different departments, and people just ask for all four of those lists at once. And if they don't do them, because it does create work for them, they just say, "Oh, we don't do that," and then they just push you aside, and they know that you'll give up. which is what we're trying to solve for you here.
Yep, absolutely. Hey,
Okay.
real quick, Mike, are you there? Just want to make sure because we have a couple people saying that they can't hear us. The audio goes in and out. Mike, are we having any audio things going in and out?
Right now, no, you guys are coming in clear. Anybody who's experiencing audio or video, just check your settings and go to and just make sure that you have it set for your outputs. But no, you guys sound fine.
Yeah, everybody say hi to Mike too. You know Mike. He's on a lot of the stuff.
Hey, everybody.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks, Mike. All right, Jay, I will
Okay.
let you go with it.
Okay. So yeah, so we want to put bandit signs on the back of everybody's car. So you can get in Facebook groups for Uber and Lyft groups and say, hey, you want to get paid for just doing what you already do? Or we teach you how to place ads on Craigslist. And I've tested 200 headlines. This one works better than any other headline that we've ever tested over a 7-year period. So you put an ad out there, hey, you want to make extra money? But the ad starts with the headline that says, get paid to start your car. Because everybody goes, oh, I can do that, right? And then we could teach you for 400 to 600 bucks how to get the cost, how to get the vinyl cutter, what we say, what we put on the car, and how to get the vinyl and get that cost down to $4, where your competition pays anywhere from $40 to $70 a car for that. So this one isn't a fair fight, and it's the top 10 technique for us.
That
Going down here, so when we do a blueprint for people, we teach you. Took me 11 years how to figure out how to do free direct mail. So if you're listening here, imagine a world when we're done doing a blueprint and you have 30 ways to attack your city, but then on top of those 30 ways, you literally just drop an entire blanket over your marketplace, and you can be in everybody's mailbox saying, hey, I'd love to pay cash for your house. My name is Jason. I'd love to pay cash for your house, any condition, just the way it sits. All I need is 10 minutes to see it. It's called not fair. That means you can compete. And I hope this really creates a new space in your brain. You're like, wow, there may be a better way to do this. And if I have a team of people that show me how to do this, then I can wake up to tons and tons of people saying, hey, yeah, make me an offer, make me an offer, make me an offer. This doesn't have to be hard. Again, I'll repeat, it took me 11 years to figure that out. Okay. Does that make sense, everybody? It took me 11 years how to figure out how to do that. So that my cost basis is zero. So imagine a world where we help you reduce your marketing budget as close to zero as possible, but you're competing against the biggest players in town and they can't stop you. We had 7, just so you know, give you some outside perspective, Homevestors. So the Homevestors franchises, the We Buy Ugly Houses, we had 7 Homevestors franchises come to us last year. To say, hey, get me out of my marketing budget, please. So not only have they paid 50 to 100 grand, basically to buy a franchise at Homevestors and have Homevestors do all their marketing, but Homevestors dictates to them based upon what city they're in, how much their marketing spend is going to be, or they don't get all the leads because there's usually 2 or 3 franchise owners in the city, and they just round robin those leads to them. So on average, they're like 10, 20, sometimes 30 grand in marketing budgets. So they come to us to do a blueprint, and we show them how to get the same output for 1/10 of the cost. So when we get to the portion where we show them free direct mail, they lose their minds. So imagine a world where overnight you can do the same thing, folks.
it's absolutely crazy.
So the next thing that I'll show you is on Facebook. Okay.
Well, hey, one thing before you hop into that, I just want to ask everybody because Ketter, awesome response here. He says, I say this a lot. I love that you guys deliver the goods consistently. Thank you. That means a lot. I truly appreciate that. Real quick question from you guys. What right now, because we have a decent amount of people on here, what is the biggest roadblock right now that you're facing in your business? Is it leads, negotiations, getting started? What is it so that we can kind of help you here? Because we wanted to kind of have this be more kind of like a very live session, get you guys engaged and really fine tune what that is. So let us know.
Okay. So Mark is finding leads. So let me address that one, Jason, first.
Yeah.
Look, Mark, right here, these 16 websites. If a judge said, Mark, I hereby order you to go to all these websites and scrape these websites exactly the way Jason has taught you for 365 days in a row, or you go to jail for 20 years. Number one, Mark, you would do it every day by 8 a.m. because you're like, well, shoot, I ain't going to go to jail. And I know just on this one alone, which is free, by the way, just going to these websites and scraping the way I need you to scrape them. I already know that that's easily 10 to 15 deals a year for you. So there's easy, good off market leads. The problem is you won't do it because if you don't find a deal on any one of those websites in 7 days in a row, you feel like you're wasting time. But it's the way that it's your approach to it that causes you to waste that time and get in your own head. So that's an easy one, right? Freedom of Information Act, any one of these lists that we help you unlock, water disconnects or code violations or cease and desist, order to vacate, any one of these lists is easily 500 to 2,000 off market leads. So you don't have a lead problem. We have a how do we turn this into a machine and help you execute problem? Because look at all these different ways that we get off market leads. This isn't a fair fight, right? And so I just want to let you know that we can solve that for the rest of your God-given life if we get our hands on you. And we would love anybody that's listening, anybody that sees the webinar here. We would love to just have a simple conversation with you and show you what we do, just like I did for the investors that said, okay, I'm tired of just doing the things like everybody else is doing, and I'd like to see the hedge fund level. How do I win this game and actually do it without a budget and wake up knowing that I'm going to close 3 to 5 to 7 deals a month? Like that's academic to me. We can solve that. So
Yep.
I haven't had a person yet, Jason, say that when I'm done with them, that they'll ever have a lead problem ever again. Not one since I've been doing this for individuals again for the last 3.5 years.
No, I hear you. And I don't know, Jay, do you have the questions pulled up here? Can you see them on your end? I know you got your screen open. I could so
Getting coaching and funding.
so the one about Illinois, I'm not sure if you want to spearhead that one. I'll just kind of address it real quick. I think they're allowing a certain number that you could do as a non-real estate agent without a license. But hey, the best thing that you can do with that, and Jake, bounce this off, piggyback on it. You could do an A to B, B to C transactions where you could actually become a chain in the title and you're actually recorded on there. So you're actually becoming an owner of record. That's the legal form of saying that you become on the title. So when you do an A to B, B to C transaction, you're not necessarily doing it as a wholesaling at that standpoint. You're doing a back-to-back transaction closing, and you could do that without any money. We can actually get that taken care of for you. We actually have a document that you can use that title insurance companies are completely fine with it. Not sure, Jay, was there anything else you wanted to add on to that?
Yeah, that's the way I would do it. I would just do instead of just doing an assignment fee, which is they have a lot of heartburn wholesaling. You just close on it and then sell it 1 second later, which is A is the homeowner, B you're the buyer, and then B you're the seller going to C end buyer. You can do it that way, or you can what I call cloud title, which is once you have an agreement with the seller, you just file a memorandum on title, and I sometimes just create a deed that needs to be paid off. But it's really easy to do to A to B and then a B to C transaction. And so that's one way to approach it, just to address that.
Yep. Yeah, Paul's got a really good question. I know you probably would like. I'm struggling to find a program where I could put my leads in, have VAs call and set appointments, and have automatic follow-up campaign.
Yeah, so we have all that stuff built. Like we have, if I go over here in the map, again, 34,000 homes, 138 cities in 16 years. I have every conceivable follow-up based upon how we negotiated built in here, all the way down to all the text messages as well that we send out. Every different technique that calls for a specialty type of letter, we have all these done here. So we have you covered by a mile. And now this isn't just, oh, okay, here's where I need you to understand this. And again, that's why I don't do this that often. And and show you kind of what we do at a hedge fund level. That is not just, okay, Jason has a good marketing letter to send out for this niche. Please don't make that mistake as you watch this here and you're learning here. Okay. What I'm showing you is, oh, by the way, this letter wins based upon 11 years of tweaking that letter. And probably on each one of those that you saw listed there is what I call your weapons in each of those niches to win the game. I already know it wins response rate by a mile based upon 100 to 200 plus variations over a 12, 13, 14-year period. So I just don't want to make the mistake of, oh, it's a good marketing letter. No, that thing was born and bred from hundreds of thousands of dollars of spent fine tuning and tweaking and testing it out in various cities. So hopefully that makes sense. So you said you're looking to find a system. This is what we do. I get paid to average by these big companies. Most recent one we did was in Houston, 1,000.
Jason,
The
we can
company
see the
needed.
blackheads on your nose.
Oh, sorry. I get excited. So yeah, so I'm always worried about everybody hearing me, so I lean it forward. So having said that, here's what I would tell everybody. You want a true system. You want to transcend all the rhetoric and all the, hey, we got training and do these 5 lists and postcards and voicemails and text message blasts because we're sophisticated and they call that training. Um, if you want to map, this map will live on your computer. It'll live as an app on your phone. I haven't even gone into the perfect day, which breaks down everything that we want to do on a daily basis based upon doing it in 138 cities. Now, when these leads come in, getting them to respond to you, that's where we do some very, very deliberate things here. So imagine this level of attack all the way down to this one, gangster move. If you've got a lead that you really, really, really like, that's been on a list or 2 of yours that you haven't got to respond yet, my friends, put a for sale sign in your yard or in their yard. You know why? They'll call you. So here's what we do. We put a for sale sign in the yard. I'm like, okay, you're not gonna respond to our door tags because I've tested 200 door tags and I put the 2 out that I know win. Oh, okay, you're not gonna respond to this technique, that technique, because our first 6 levels of attack that we build out for you cost less than $1. So you can do this at a very high level without a budget, right? But then we put a for sale sign in the yard. And guess what they do? They call you. So do you get that, Linda, Desi, Brenda, everybody, David? We put a for sale sign in the other, like, hey, you trying to sell my house? And then we go, oh, you know what? What address? You already know what address because you know what yard you put it in, right? Oh, well, it's 123 Candy Lane. Oh my goodness, you know what? I think somebody on my team put that in the wrong yard. I apologize. Very, very sorry. Could you pull that out? And what time will you be home? Could I pick that sign up? I'm so sorry. Is after 5:30, would you be home? Could I grab it? Yeah. Well, now I have an appointment, folks. Now I have an appointment to go to their house on that hot lead that I've tried every other way. So we break it down. I've tried every conceivable way to get homeowners to respond to me. Okay. And guess what? Now I'm going to their house and I'm going to say, oh, by the way, what are you doing with the house? We buy property just as it sits. I'm very interested in your property, but I apologize. My coworker must have just got the addresses mixed up. You see how that works, folks?
That is gangsta. Hey, real quick, we've been going at it for about 40 minutes, so we still have a ton more to go. And Jake, can you just pull up real quick the site if somebody wants to book something with the 2-day blueprint?
Oh, sure, yeah. It's just go to.
If you want to, can you pull it up on your internet real quick?
Yeah.
So if you guys would like to set up a call for us to talk, we still have a lot more to go through, but I know some people might want to set up their call now before it gets too busy. Just head on over to 2dayblueprint.com. There is Jason right there. Then you apply to work with Jason. And if you want to show them, Jay, what happens once they click that button.
Yeah, so all you do is click, answer some questions so that we understand. Because remember, we do this at a hedge fund level. We ask you questions. You simply answer those questions. You click Get Started. And you simply answer our questions. Hey, what's your name? What city? Hey, what's your income benchmark? Because we get paid to reverse engineer. If you tell me you want to make 100 grand, I'm probably going to tell you something per calendar year as an investor. I'm probably going to tell you to do something different than somebody that wants to make 400 grand. Because these hedge funds, at the end of a calendar year, based upon what they want to do, they need net equity of $4 million in properties and a net cash flow of 30,000 a month. So you tell me what you want to make, and then we reverse engineer into what you do, all the way down to how many hours a week do you have to devote to it. That will help us specifically tell us what to do. So all you're going to do is start answering all these questions, and at the very end, it says, hey, pick a date that works for you on your calendar, and here's my calendar, so that we can be on the phone together. So all you got to do is just go to 2-Day Blueprint, the number 2dayblueprint.com, and just follow the instructions, and then within a matter of 2 minutes, you're on my calendar. It'll pop up and it'll be on my calendar.
Yeah, and you're
So
gonna actually speak. You're gonna actually speak with Jason, not a salesperson. So you actually get to talk to Jason himself. And I put the link in there, 2dayblueprint.com. It's in the chat section.
yeah, and I would tell everybody that and I'll just say it to you this way. Um, trying to find the the most politically correct way to say this. One, 90% of the calls I take, folks, I take 90% of the calls. Every once in a while, you get somebody in my operations team. You don't get a salesperson. Here's why. We train about 120 people a year. We only do 9 or 10 blueprint build outs a year. I didn't do this for individuals, okay, for 16 years. I just did it for the big companies, because they'll pay 50 grand for a blueprint because they have money. They have more money than most small countries, right? So um, me doing it again for individuals and doing it a lot cheaper, I take it personally when somebody says, hey, show me how this is really done. Show me what you've done over 16 years to do thousands of houses. So I take 90% of the calls, or you're going to be talking to somebody that's directly on my team. Okay. So that's what we do. But we can help solve this for you. This isn't, and I'll just speak from the blueprint we did a couple weeks ago. You could look them up, and I'll name drop so you can ask people yourself if you want. A gentleman named Ashley Rader, Rader. He lives out of the Tampa area. I live in St. Pete. I'm in St. Louis right now, where I used to live. And he did the blueprint. He spent 200 grand on different trainings, and he's closing lots of deals. And he always wants to invest in fine tune his business. And he told somebody else that was getting ready to schedule a blueprint after the blueprint we just did for him. He goes, I've spent 200 grand on training, and I did the blueprint. And what they showed me inside the map, and how systematically they do this, and how I can run this like a true organization operation, blows away any training that I've ever had in my life, which I take that to heart. So we take it personally, and we don't do massive groups and training 100 people. I would tell you on average, we train 100 to 120 people a year. So imagine a world where we show you how to take over your marketplace, and your competition won't know what hit them. And you can do it overnight because it's all built for you, and there ain't, what they can do about it.
Cool. So Jay, people are wondering. Somebody asked if the training was $200,000.
No, huh? No, we have different training options. And here's what I would tell you. Schedule a call. Stop worrying about price. If I can produce 250 grand, would you care if it was $1 or 30 grand? I bet you wouldn't, right? So don't automatically disqualify yourself, because we have different ways that we help people. We have different pricing options, and it's the same blueprint that other people pay 50 grand for. So simply schedule a call. You can get in for as little as 2,500 bucks up to 10 grand. I don't hide behind what things cost. That's what gurus do, right? You can bring a partner. We have shared blueprints. We have people that want to share the cost of it, stuff like that from time to time. So there's tons of creative ways that we can work with you. all the way down to we'll partner on deals with you. We'll structure deals for you, which nobody else does. Schedule a call so we can talk to you. At the very least, when we're done with that call, you will leave that phone call a more educated and smarter investor that will be able to execute better because we try and help you when we talk to you. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know, hey,
So
Jay, from going through the blueprint, myself, since you and I are, partners, I think the biggest thing that people got away outside of everything is just being able to have everything, but being able to get deals under contract. Now, from being in this business for as long as I have, and also training folks, there's a gigantic fear in people when it comes to talking to people and closing deals. Why don't we kind of talk about that here for a little bit and talk about the different types of negotiation tactics that you have that we always can walk away with, most of the time walk away with a yes.
okay, so I'll talk about negotiations. One last thing over here for 10 seconds, and then we'll go into some
Yeah,
negotiations.
sure.
Again, I'm just going off the cuff here, folks. So we're going to teach you some, like I said, 30 different ways to suffocate your city. But one of them is getting on the first page of Google for free for Sell My House Fast in your city. Some people pay $5,000 to $10,000 a month for that. We'll show you how to do that for free. And just to give you, but let's make that a real thing for you. Here's the reality. If you're on the first page of Google where people trust the #1 website in the world, and they made a decision to type with their fingers, sell my house fast, and then whatever your city name is, and they see you, they're going to contact you. Like we get anywhere from 15 to 25 submissions a month on there. And those are some of the best leads of all time because they've made a decision to sell. You want those leads. So we can show you how to do that as well. So when I say suffocate your city 30 different ways, I'm tired of the gurus just doing the same 5 techniques because that's all they got. We can show you how to destroy your marketplace and get every motivated seller in your competition to get smacked around, and there ain't SHIT they can do about it. Okay. Now on the negotiation side, we show you how to set the stage for an appointment, whether it's live in person or virtually. Okay. And then, so we teach you to blame it on your boss, leave an open loop. We don't buy every house. We try and help everyone we talk to. We teach you tips like, hey, in a perfect world, if we come to an agreement, what would be a good date you would like to close? Because once you get them to commit to a date without even talking price yet, you're 30% closer to closing that deal. Those are just techniques that we teach you, right? But then when it comes down to actual negotiations, we just go with, we just teach everyone what I've done. I've trained 42 acquisitions teams around the nation. Those particular teams have produced thousands of properties. I've taught negotiations for the state of Illinois, PHP, professional housing providers. Beyond winning the lead generation and response game, my favorite thing on earth to do is take a seller appointment in negotiations. Now, negotiations is not a bad word. Negotiations means 2 people talking and trying to find common ground. So we teach you that most investors just say, hey, you're at 100, I'm at 80. Anything changes, call me back. And they half-heartedly follow up and then decide over time that the seller wasn't motivated enough. But here's what I know. If you offer tons of different ways to work with them, then so we teach you a technique to where after your cash offer, so after the first two different techniques to go on the cash offer side, then we go into other techniques and teach you the dynamic of how you say it to them. And you tell them every time, hey, just tell me if you're open to that. And if so, I'll tell my boss. So you blame it on your boss. So there's no angst or worry in being open with you. And here's what you need to understand. Every yes to something and every time they say no to something actually starts to tell me their real motivation, and they don't even know it's happening. It's not even a fair fight. You could go type in hashtag seller waltz on Facebook, and I'm sure you could be talking, or you could be looking at stuff for hours where people have said, oh God, seller waltz is worth the price of admission alone. It's not good enough for us to help you suffocate your city and get homeowners raising their hand saying, make me an offer. We need to show you how to close deals that others simply can't see.
Right.
These 2 techniques here, just so you know, when we teach you, These two techniques here allow you to pay 10 to 15 grand more for a house if you do it exactly the way that we want than your competition. So hear me when I say this. 10 to 15 grand more than your competition and make just as much money as them on seller appointments, meaning where other people walk away and follow up because all they have is their cash offer technique, you have techniques to pay more than your competition and actually walk out making the same amount of money or more just by the way that we taught you to structure the deal.
And Jay, hey,
So
real quick, I just wanted to bring this up because Mike and I went on an appointment yesterday because I normally don't go on the appointments. We normally just do things either virtually or have somebody on the team go. But yesterday we went because I wanted to film it. And some of the options, I gave the individual 3 options and he wanted it through email. After talking to him, I felt the best options were going to be a low cash offer, and another one was partnering, and another one was lease option. And as soon as I sent that email off, how long does everybody think it took that guy to give me a call to talk about the 3 options? Put it into the chat box right now. I'd love to hear you because I've got the voicemail on my phone, and one of those 3 options he's wanting to talk about. So, and all 3 of those options, because nobody else is giving him 3 options. He told Mike and I yesterday he's been receiving nothing but lowball offers for the past 5 years. So how long do you think it took him to send me a response back? Because we definitely won that. We definitely won that one. So we got some quick ones. Paul D'Ambrosio got it 5 minutes. He called me back in 5 minutes. So 5 minutes after I sent that out, and that was today. That was today because I was editing the video today and I wanted to show you guys the email. So later on, you'll see the YouTube video of the exact terms that I gave. You could see the email. It wasn't anything fancy. It's just we won the game because we offered more than the one option, which is a low ball offer. I did. I gave him a little bit lower offer, but I gave him the 2 options that I'm sure he wanted to hear, and I gave him the 3, and it was a slam dunk deal.
well, and here's the thing, folks. Here's what I need you to understand. Do you know how unbelievably easy your competition makes it for you when all they do, folks, and you know it, all they do is make a lowball cash offer and go, well, this roof, this foundation. In fact, I'm kind of nervous. Can we hurry this up because this isn't sound? You try and beat the seller up. If you were a seller, you wouldn't want to hear that, right? So we walk you through a seller waltz. It's taken me years to perfect this. Look at all these different techniques that you see here that we actually peel back the curtain and teach you each technique. And every time they say yes or no to one of them, it actually tells us what their real motivation is. And in fact, I'm going to teach you something I don't normally teach, okay? Because I don't do this that often. So after your cash offer, if they say, hey, are you open to owner financing? I might be able to pay more. And we teach you exactly what to say. They say no to it. And then we go, hey, what about partnering? What if we came in with the fix-up money and we teach you all the dynamic? We get in this section alone. Remember I said winning the game? This partnering technique, I could take you from a 30% return on your investment to an 80% if you do it the way I want, which means you can pay a lot more money, right? But if they say, no, I'm not interested, and we say, hey, it's okay, I'll tell my boss, because you truly don't care, because every yes or no tells me what I need to know. If they say no to all these things, no, as we teach you the waltz, you know what that tells me? That means that they don't, they really just want to go the cash offer route, and they don't even know that they just told me that. Do you know how powerful that is? If they say yes to any of these, I'd be open to this. I'd be open to this one. I'd be open to this. I'd be open to this. I'd be open to this. Then I know that they don't need to sell right now. So why on earth? Remember I said teaching negotiations for the state of Illinois, training 42 acquisition. These hedge funds don't say, hey, just get me all the off-market leads. They're like, teach my team how to close. Okay? So we'll teach you that. I know that if they say yes to any of those, they don't need to sell. So why on earth are you going to beat them up about a cash offer and then just do your half-hearted follow-up and try and justify your price? That's a beginner's game. I just told you there's techniques to pay more money which means you could strike a deal right freaking now. Shouldn't you have that skill set? Shouldn't every appointment for the rest of your life feel like that? And as an example, if you don't agree on price and you can't find a way to strike a deal, which is going to happen most of the time, but who's going to leave that house the most valuable? We're going to teach you techniques to be the most valuable. One of them is offer to market their home for free. Hey, look, I appreciate you're not using a realtor to save money. So we don't buy every house. We try and help everybody that we talk to, because remember, I set the stage up here for that. We don't buy every house. We try and help everyone we talk to. So the fact that you're not using a realtor to save money, I appreciate that. If you'd like, I'll help you market your home for free to 20 or 30 different real estate websites. And we'll teach you how to do that when we do a blueprint, because it's a massive value proposition. So imagine leaving the house every time knowing that I left the house more valuable and offered more things to help them, whether I buy their house or not, than any human. I'm going to get that deal. If they're not ready right now, they'll do the same thing to you and me, but I'm going to get that deal.
And, Jay, talking about the deal that just came up, I want folks to really know, like, the deal acquisition, finding the lead was $0. So from that clue that I just gave you, what lead source do you think I used? And I'm not asking you, Jay, because you already know. But what lead source? I knew you were about to blurt out. So which lead source? Go ahead and type it in the chat box. Do you think that came from? Go ahead and type it in. Let's see who's winning and following along with what we're doing. No, where I found the lead, where I found it. So name the site. Carol Close, Facebook. Tim Mitchell, got it. Zillow. So it was a Zillow lead. I'm sure. I think Tim probably watched the YouTube video though on Monday, because I gave it away on there. So it was a Zillow lead. I just looked. So somebody asked earlier, I believe it was Linda. She was wondering what FSBO stands for, and that's for sale by owner. We went on there. We wanted to show you guys how easy it is to go on there, grab some leads, and have them start calling you. And that's right. Have them start calling you. One of the guys that we're going to be talking to today, after we're done here, he's got 8 duplexes for me on top of the house that we went and looked at. One house, 8 duplexes. So it turned into several opportunities for us right there. So Tim was probably watching the YouTube video, I'm sure. Yes. Yep, he knew. All right, cool. Awesome. So yeah, Jay, what were you going to show?
Oh, nothing. You were talking about for sale by owner. So
Oh,
we teach you in the blueprint. Hey, do this 2 times a week for 15 minutes. Here's what we do. Here's how you search. Here's how you go to your zip code. Filter by these filters. So we show you how to filter to get to the ones with the highest degree of probability of going down the funnel that we want, that we teach you to do, to turn it into a deal. People just simply don't know how to do it. They just think that, okay, I want to go hit for sale by owners, but they want retail, Jason, and you just hit him with a lowball offer, and that's all you do. No. We are very detailed. We actually teach you techniques that actually expect the seller to tell you no on your lowball offer, but then we show you 2 or 3 steps after that what you do to win that game.
Yep, absolutely.
Do you want me to maybe teach them something I know that no one on earth they'll ever find anywhere else? If you don't schedule a blueprint call after that, at least look in the mirror when you're done and go, wow, I'm the problem. Like,
Go ahead and if you guys want Jason to show that, what he's talking about right now, go ahead and type in a yes into the chat box. If we get enough people saying yes, then we'll go ahead, Jason will go ahead and drop some bombs. Okay, we got a ton of yeses all at once. We've got Paul, hell yes. Just me said C, so nice. We have somebody. That's I think the only thing I understand in Spanish, by the way. So thanks for not making it too difficult. So Jay, I will let you go ahead, do your thing, buddy.
Okay, so and again, hey Neil, so Neil's in here watching too. So Neil, you've done a blueprint. Tell people tell people the level of help that we gave you in a blueprint and how detailed we were, and and how it blows away anything else that, like, so you have a real live blueprint client on here listening. So Neil, you better put in the comments, my friend. And the ongoing help. By the way, here's a secret. When you are on our blueprint team and we do your build out for you, train you, teach you negotiations, build out all your techniques for you, your tracking and everything, here's a dirty secret. We don't charge you mentorship fees and all that crap after the fact. So you're on our team permanently. So Neil has been on our team in our private group, and he's probably seen 3,000 investment questions that all you on this training probably will have too, that we answer ongoing as our teammates. So I'm going to show you here.
We got some folks that are getting really excited. Val said yes, so excited because I already signed up last week.
Oh yeah, Val, I know, yeah, I know you're coming. It's no secret, out of 30 techniques, delinquent tax is my favorite strategy, because if you look along the list here, I have a strategy here. I have 4 inside just the delinquent property tax sandbox. I have 4 distinct moves that I do, 4 techniques in just one niche, but it's my favorite niche of all time. I'm not going to teach you the one on the front end that destroys the universe. That's reserved for our blueprint clients. But that niche alone, my friends, whatever you could type in the chat too. I want to make 300 grand a year, Jason. I want to make 400 grand, 200 grand, 150 grand. Jason, I'd be happy with 80 grand. I can do it on these techniques above alone. End of story. Okay. But here's what I do. If you live in a state, and if you do live in one that doesn't have it, I apologize. You can do this in another state though. If you live in a state that where there's a tax sale, okay, and I hope you're paying attention here. This is probably the second time I've ever done this, where I'm showing you the back end of what we do, and hopefully you see the level of detail and how you don't have to remember anything once we get our hands on you because you have the map. But most people, here's what they do. They go to tax sale, right? They're like, oh man, I'm going to go to the tax sale this month. I got a list of 400 homes that are being sold at tax sale, and I can get it for pennies on the dollar. Okay, so here's what people do. They get the list. On that list, let's say that you guys are very interested in 123 Candy Lane. So BJ, Keith, Paul, Raymond, Tim, Damon, Wendy, Carl, Tim, everyone. Let's just say that you go to tax auction and you want 123 Candy Lane. It's worth 100 grand as it sits. Okay, so it's worth $100,000 as it sits. And the auction starts and Jason bids. It's 10 grand in back taxes. Jason starts a bid. He goes 10 grand. I say 11 grand. So Keith says 12. Valerie 13. Neil. Matt says 17. Jeremy messes up the whole 1,000 at a time and says 22 grand. And let's say right now that Judy. So Judy on this call today, or in this video training today, Judy wins it at 40 grand. None of us would argue because the house is worth 100 grand. Okay. None of us would argue that Judy has a good deal. But in the state of Missouri, and I'll just use mine for an example, at the tax sale, when Judy wins it, she has to have the money. So she had to get in her car, spend gas money, go wait her turn to bid. And she won the bid at 40 grand, but she has to have that 40 grand. 2, there's a 1-year redemption period, meaning the homeowner can pay the back taxes and redeem the house back. So she has to plant that money for a year and rub a rabbit's foot saying, please let me be lucky, and they don't redeem the taxes. So guess what? You had to drive there. You had to compete against everybody else. Okay? You had to wait your turn. You had to have the 40 grand. So here's what we do. There you go, Neil. Do yourself a favor. Neil knows on the blueprint. Schedule a call, folks. It's almost criminal if you don't schedule a call. So here's what we do. We don't go to the auction. I hope you're listening. We don't go to the auction because we have that same list of 400 homes that are going to tax sale. Here's what we do. We skip trace them, get all their phone numbers. And let's say the auction starts at 9 a.m. At 9 a.m., here's what I do. I sit around, watch a little ESPN, have a little coffee, wait about a half an hour, and then after everybody's knee deep into the auction, I look at my team and I go now. We call every homeowner and here's what we say to them. Hey, Keith. Hey, Raymond, Linda, Tim, while you guys are all at auction, Paul, Desi, Brenda, everybody, while you guys are at auction, you know what we do behind your back? Because we have a higher level of sophistication. We call them all, and this is what we say. Okay, even the one that Judy won. Hey, Mr. Smith, look, I know this call might be out of the blue for you, but an investor thinks they stole your house today at tax auction, which quite frankly, they did. And what the hell? Who the F are you? Hey, look, I know this seems out of the blue. I've talked to 10 people today. 8 of the 10 people didn't know either that their house was sold out from underneath them at tax auction today. We don't think this process is fair. That's why I'm calling you. If you would like, Mr. Smith, we know the rules and we would like you to help rip that house back from that investor that thinks they stole it from you, who will never call you and say thank you, and actually pay your back taxes for you and put real cash in your pocket, because right now you have zero. And the person that thinks that they stole it can screw off if you're interested. And you know what they say, folks? Yeah, I'm interested. And here's why in your brain, okay? Here's why in your brain right now is Jason, how could they not know they lost their house? Because when they're 1 year behind on taxes, they know it. They got the letter and they didn't do anything about it because they're in serious financial trouble. The second year that they're behind, they know it. They didn't do anything about it. They know it. But they don't know that after 3 years behind, you're automatically in St. Louis scheduled for tax sale in August. They don't know any of those rules because they stop responding. So they truly don't know. And what happens is typically the house needs work. They're in financial ruin. Otherwise, they would have paid it, because when you get to the level where you're missing property tax payments, something's bad's going on, right? And they need help. So guess what? They don't know the rules. They didn't know that happened today. So what we do is we come as their advocate and pit us with them against you as a big bad investor who stole their house. And then what you got, and here's the other thing, Judy and everybody, and I sincerely hope that this sinks in. Sometimes we send a spy to auction if you have live auctions in your city. And we'll network with you ahead of time before the auction starts. Hey, we run across good deals. Tell me what you're looking for. Okay. But Judy, we're going to have your business card. John, we'll have your business card. Neil, everybody, Brenda, we'll have all your business cards. And then we're going to watch you. Okay, Judy won 123 Candy Lane. Judy will pay 40 grand for that house. So I'm going to negotiate with Mr. Smith and say, hey, look, I'm going to pay your back taxes and put 5 grand in your pocket. So Judy, what you got for 40 grand, I get for 15 grand. And I have a whole year to wholesale that thing if I want to now. And Judy, what I'm going to do is call you and say, hey, Judy, instead of waiting a year, and by the way, when we rip it out from underneath you, you're going to get your 40 grand back plus $120 in interest. Congratulations. But I'm going to tell you, Judy, would you like to buy it now and not have to wait a full year for 45 grand? Oh, and by the way, Judy, you have 10 seconds. If not, I have somebody that'll pay 60 for it. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I won the game. I didn't have to leave my house. I didn't have to have the money on the spot. Do you get me now? That's just one technique inside the 4 techniques of my favorite investment sandbox out of 30 off-market techniques of all time, which is delinquent property tax. Do you guys feel me now?
Let's see some responses here, because that's just, it's just crazy. Lloyd said that is so awesome. Damon was like, oh. Let's
Folks,
see here. Raymond, brilliant. Linda, awesome. Valerie, that's insane. Wendy, cruel. ... Damon, laughing out loud. Tim Mitchell, here's a secret. Forget the tax sale. Yeah. Let's see here. Carol, interesting. Judy, what if no redemption period?
yeah, look at that. So Tim, so think about that, folks. We have stuff on the front end before it ever gets to this situation, and I'm quite certain I just taught you a technique on how not to need money and attack at a superior level post tax sale. What I know is our techniques on the front end get them to call us like wildfire and spill their guts, because it's not the same worn out before you lose your house to tax sale, let me put some cash in your pocket. Oh my God. Tell me the counties that you know people do it like that in. And those are the exact counties that I'm going to destroy. This isn't a fair fight, folks. When I get paid by hedge funds, and here's a funny thing. Okay, let me say it to you this way. Schedule a call. The hedge funds don't care if I have 10 techniques, 5, 30, 80. They just say, hey, I need you to get them to respond faster than everybody else in this city because we need to do 1,000 homes in 72 months. Oh, and Jason, if we don't hit our benchmark, then we go from making 3% on the value of the portfolio. And let's say when it's done, it's worth 120 million. We go from making 3% down to 4%. So they hire me to come in to hit that 1,000 homes at the time allotted for them to do that. So they don't end up losing $2.4 million. So think about this. As a responsible business owner, might you want to, do you think it's important to schedule a call and explore, hey, can you show me how to do this? I mean, you see on the map.
Hey Jay,
Yeah,
Keith was wondering how do I get a call? Can you go to the website again? Just show him it's 2dayblueprint.com. I just put it in the chat box for you guys. So 2day and the number 2 is just the number. So 2 and then day blueprint.com. So if you want to head on over there again, Jay, just to show them where it's
yeah,
at. So there.
So 2dayblueprint.com.
Yep, and the spot where Jay is at in the video, it's right across the street from his favorite hot wings place.
Ah, now you know Jason and I are true besties. So my team made me shoot this video, and it's basically, hey, I'm tired of all these gurus leaning against a nice car, or leaning against this 50-unit apartment building. Do you want to do it just like me? That grosses me out. So my team, I'm in a t-shirt. I was like, hey, I'm going over to Big A's in downtown St. Charles. I'm having wings. I'm probably gonna have a Bacardi and diet and relax for the rest of the day. It was like 1 or 2 o'clock. And so I shot the video to make her happy. I'm just trying to illustrate to everybody, cut through the crap. Has anybody else ever shown you a level of detail like this? This is 15 years of me fine tuning. I don't want to scare anybody, but if you hit print on everything in here, it's well over 350 pages. But you don't need to hit print. When you go to execute a technique, you should be, as a business owner has it built the right way, you should be, okay, today I'm hitting probate, and boom, we attack probate like a pro.
Yep.
None of this is guesswork for us anymore. Would you like to run your business and close 3 to 5 to 7 deals a month and do it in less than 2.5 hours on a calendar day and actually start enjoying the rest of your day? This isn't a fair fight. I could scroll back up to whatever Neil said, but if you guys click on whatever Neil said, I don't even know what he said, but I know that Neil is
yeah. Here it is. Jason and this 2-day blueprint is well worth the time to get you marketing on track. Neil, are you available? Can we unmute you so you can maybe kind of share what your experience was? And Jay, why don't you go to the website again real quick while we're waiting for Neil so people know 2dayblueprint.com and what they're going to see. You don't need to click on anything. Let's just stay right up there at the top. Let's see if we can unmute Neil, see if he's available still. And if you guys have any questions as of right now, go ahead and type them into the chat box, and I'll make sure that Jay and I get them answered. Let's see here. Where is Neil? Oh, I think Neil left. Gosh darn it. Okay.
he probably took a motivated seller call.
He probably did. All right. So Neil is not on there, unfortunately. But either way, go to 2dayblueprint.com. It's right there in the URL. Don't worry about the stuff after the .com part. All you need to worry about is just putting in 2dayblueprint.com and to schedule the call. There's no charge to schedule the call. I would say, let at least have a talk. There's no charge to that. The most you could do is, come away with gaining some additional information about your business. So
Yeah. So what we do again, and I'll repeat what we do. Look, we train 120 people a year, roughly. Okay. So because of our level of detail, that we keep it small, right? So, but on the call, we talk about what you want to do in your income benchmarks, and literally talk to you about what we want you to do to try and hit those benchmarks, whether you do a blueprint with us or not. We know at some point, I know that everybody that watches this video, if you're going through it and just some of the techniques that I was showing you here today and just talking about to expand your brain, there's easy deals waiting for you that I didn't have time to obviously go through that cost you $0, right? So I know that everyone on here would love for us to infuse blueprint execution operational map into their business for their marketplace. Whenever you're ready, we're ready. But at the very least, as a responsible business owner, because your business deserves it, schedule a call to talk to us.
Yeah, this is, I haven't had this one. Linda Smith said, "Thank you very much. Most informative webinar I've ever attended." That's really saying a lot. Lloyd, I live across the river in Illinois, about 30 minutes from St. Louis. I want to attack both sides if possible. Can I do that with you?
Yeah. So when we do a blueprint, good question. So when we do a blueprint, most of these hedge fund level people that we put them together for that I've done for 16 years, when they say, hey, I need 1,000 homes, 1,500 homes in 96 months, 84 months, 72 months, whatever it is, they, just to give everybody here perspective, they usually do it in 2 or 3 cities, which you know, Jason, we've talked about it. Meaning this, when we set up their blueprint and when we set up a blueprint for you, you whatever city you want to attack, imagine taking the blueprint that you've seen me walking you through, and inside our system, we can, my team, remember I said, when you're on our blueprint team, you're on our blueprint team permanently. Our team will go in and duplicate your tracking system for the next city that you want to attack. So if you want to attack 5 cities, we'll literally duplicate that for you 5 times. So it keeps them organized by city, and each separate city now you can run your blueprint in. So once it's built, the framework that we build it on, because we have to for these bigger clients, it's nimble. Nimble meaning that we can pivot and attack any city that we want, and using laying the same blueprint over the marketplace. And then, like I always say, and at the very end of suffocating your city 30 different ways, we just take the microphone and drop the free direct mail microphone over your marketplace as well. This isn't fair. Like, this isn't hard for you to get leads. This isn't hard for you. You saw negotiation stuff over here on this side of the map. We will deliver to you the machine and the skill sets to run this like a pro for the next 15, 20 years with zero guesswork, predictable results. And I always tell everybody this, Jason, and hopefully it resonates with you guys and gals watching here today. I'm a laid back guy. I'm no smarter than anybody else. But when you give me big budgets and I get to test everything, I know what wins. I know the quickest way to zero on any technique that you could ever bring up from a marketing budget standpoint. And I know the quickest way to response and closing. Like, how valuable is that to you, right? And then the other thing that I say about this is that I want everybody to understand that we are, I love the feedback from last 2 weekends ago, Blueprint. They're like, dude, you're seriously the portal. So we get all the time like, you are the portal that's going to transcend me to where I want to go with my income and just my level of freedom in doing this, right? So I love it when people tell us, and I'll say to you, because we can't wait to deliver the same. Let us be the portal that sets you free to hit the income benchmarks and do it with confidence. Let us be the conduit. Let us be the mechanism that gets you there. I'm quite certain. I mean, think about this. When we end this training here today, and Jason, you and I talk about it all the time offline. When we end this training today, imagine a world where it makes me proud, but that it also makes me sad, that simultaneously, that when we end this training here today, I know that if you scour Facebook, you scour YouTube, that you're not going to get anything remotely close to this that somebody just gives out for free. You're not going to get, I know that you could watch 100 different trainings and webinars, and just this, if you just rewatch this alone, and because I know some of you, okay, you're going to rewatch it and then screenshot it. Ooh, he opened that up and I screenshot it. Woo, man, Jason, is there going to be a replay? Jason Lucchese, tell me there's a replay. If you're doing that, freaking schedule a call. Are you kidding me? So makes me proud that like somebody would love the level of detail that we do. And then it also makes me sad knowing that um, some people are going to search and watch 100 webinars to try and find something to where they give out extra details, kind of like we did today, to help you win the game. This isn't hard. It's just on purpose.
Hey, dude, that's awesome. We've got a lot of great questions coming in. I'm not sure if you're wanting to do this or not, but John Scranton was wondering what is power team and resources on the map?
Oh yeah. So yeah, let me yeah, and I'll answer questions, folks.
Yeah, if you guys
Jason
have
knows.
questions,
Oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead, Jim.
Well, I was gonna say, Jason knows it's hard to pin me down. Like there was one time that you and I both wanted to do a certain um, speak and teach people some details on a certain subject, and it took 3 weeks to get me. And I apologize for that, but when somebody needs 2,400 homes in Northern California, that's a big beast to serve. So what are some of these other tabs? Again, you'll have this blueprint built out. So training 25,000 investors. I know every person that you need to put on your team for real estate over time. And I know what questions you should ask all of them. So we have that all built out for you to put the right people on your team over time. Now, you don't need any of these to start writing contracts and closing deals ASAP, but over time, you're going to want these people on your team. So I want you asking the right questions to put the right people on your team, if that makes sense. And what was the other tab that he was asking about? This
That
John.
one, that power team and resources.
Oh, okay,
Uh,
this tab here.
Raymond is asking, where does funding come from to purchase these properties?
Okay, so when we do a blueprint, um, inside your to-do items tab here, remember what I said to start this training? I was top 100 in the nation for investment funding way back when. I still have my banker's license, and I strictly did investment funding. So when we do a blueprint, make no mistake, when we do a blueprint, I'm going to teach you what I've done the longest. So there's two specific sections inside the blueprint where we teach you to raise capital for deals. One of them being hard money, because I am a hard money lender. So I teach you how to crack every hard money lender open in town and spend 1 hour doing it. So we show you how to have money instantly available. And here's why. When we unlock 30 lead sources, my friends, you're gonna have really good deals, sometimes that need to close fast. So it'd be almost criminal on our end not to show you how we raise capital for deals. So one way is we show you how to have every hard money lender in town know that they want to work with you. Not just, what they'll do or what they'll offer. We have questions, and I'll just show you. I can't believe I'm doing this. Hard money lenders, I know the 14 questions that you should ask them, which are right here. So you might want to try and screenshot. So we teach you to interview 5 hard money lenders and ask them those questions. I know if you ask them those questions the way I need you to do it, that we teach you, and in the order I want you to do, that hard money lender will never forget who you are. And before you've even presented them an address to consider to fund for you, I already know that they want to do deals with you just by the way you approach them. That's one. Then 2, we're going to teach you how we raise capital partners. So capital partners on your good deals. Okay. And what we do, how we do it, all the way down to the scripting on what we do. Okay. So that's 2 ways we're going to show you to raise money for deals. If you're thinking of wholesaling, we have several ways that we show you how to grab cash buyers from everyone else in town.
Yeah.
I mean, this map, like, God, just everything.
No, there is. It's everything. This is a good question from Damon. I am a licensed realtor. Are there any concerns I should have? Restrictions on working the business? Does that make sense?
No, no, I get that question every time. Somebody's like, should I become a realtor? Should I? I don't care if you're a realtor or not. Running a machine that averages 30 to 50 homes a month in 100 plus cities doesn't care about a license. So hopefully that makes sense to you. That's 1. 2. Now, when we teach negotiations, there'll be 2 wrinkles. So when we teach you the negotiation side of the business, There'll be 2 extra wrinkles that I'll teach you if you're a realtor or not that you can add as weapons, shall we say. But it doesn't slow you down from running any part of the investment side of the business whatsoever. And actually, we address that on every blueprint. We address that. Hey, if you're a realtor or not a realtor, you're thinking about being a realtor, or you are a realtor, here's what we do. Here's how we operate. Here's our views on this. Here's how you'll approach deals a little bit differently. So we dissect it both directions for you. But get into everything first and beating the crap out of your competition, and there ain't shit they can do about it once you hit go. Doesn't care whether you have a license or not. So hopefully that answers the question well for everybody.
Yeah. And one of the things too that I would say is you just need to add an extra layer of disclosure, just letting folks know that you're a licensed real estate professional, and you could have your attorney even say disclosure. Yeah, exactly, Damon.
And we have
Jay, you want
diabolical things too, just to address this, that he loves it when I say diabolical, destroy the competition, suffocate the city. I'll turn you into a blueprint assassin. That's just who I am, folks. We chop people in half and beat our competition and chop them in half for fun.
I like that.
We
That's a
do it
new
the
one.
most loving way we can. So the licensing thing, we teach you ways to where we teach you other things that you can do to where you don't have to disclose. Okay, so that's what we teach you inside the blueprint. Like I said, getting you to 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 deals a month when I get paid to average 30 or 40 or 50 for bigger companies, it's academic to me. Run the perfect day, as you see in the tab called the perfect day. We're going to walk you through it slowly when we do a blueprint, Mike. And we always ask, now, can you get this done 2 and 2.5 hours or 2 hours? They're like, yeah. Can you do it again consistently day after day after day? Yeah. Okay. Well, then I usually tell them, okay, well, then we're done for today, even though we're not. I'm like, we're done for the day, because if you do that, I know the outcome. I know the outcome. Go to sleep tonight with a smile and just go, oh, free direct mail. Oh, first page of Google for free. Just have a nice dinner and fall asleep dreaming about that stuff. I'll make it a reality, but have a good evening. Have a good day. Have a good evening.
Hey Jay, could you sprinkle the 2-day blueprint website on the screen real quick?
Yeah.
Just leave it up there, I guess, for the rest. Yeah, right there, 2dayblueprint.com. So that's the good old sprinkle right there, guys. So we had a couple questions come in. Let's see here. Barris, is this for a 2-day seminar or for ongoing coaching? So it is for a 2-day blueprint, and you get, Jay, maybe you should answer it. I don't want to speak out of turn.
Yeah. So here's what we do. And I know it's probably going to break the internet when I say it. I've trained for all these TV shows, the Flipping San Diego, Flipping Boston, Rich Dad Poor Dad, spoke for Shark Tank. I've done that for 20 years, trained 25,000 investors. Here's what they do. They do some sort of training for you. When we do a blueprint, I call it a build out. We build out how you're going to operate and run your machine. We give you the machine. We give you the tracking machine. We give you the executional map. So it's well beyond this surface level Facebook guru training, right? But is it coach? People like, do we get coaching? Do we get 30 days of coaching? I know with all those other places for 20 years that I speak for, one of two things happens. One, when I sign a contract to speak on a certain subject, when I'm done teaching you, I can't talk to you anymore. Those are the rules. Also, those particular companies, they have mentorship programs. So after they train you and you have questions, which in my opinion should be natural that you have questions, then they go, oh, you want ongoing help. Ooh, okay. Well, we have a mentorship program, and there's another 10 or 15 grand that you owe for mentorship. And that is not what we do. Here's what we do. When you sign up for a blueprint and we do the build out and show you how to run this and hit every income benchmark that you ever wanted to hit without a budget forever. You're on our team permanently. You heard me. Record this on your phone when you watch a replay so you can hold me to it, whatever you want to do. Once you're on our blueprint team, you're on our blueprint team permanently, meaning when you schedule a call and it's me, because 90% of the time you're going to get me on the call, save my cell phone. It's my personal cell phone. You're on my team. You'll have Jason's info. You'll have everybody on our organization and my team's info, my acquisitions team's cell phone. You're on our team. Any question you have until the day we die, ask. You're going to be in a private Facebook group with monsters in there and every area of this industry. So every question that you ever have, us or the monsters on the inside are going to answer for you. Imagine when we're done with the blueprint and you go into battle against your competition, that you have bricks tied to your fist. This isn't a fair fight, and you have an army behind you. So once you're on our blueprint team, you're on our blueprint team. We will structure deals for you on new types of deals that we teach you to do that you've never done before. We'll structure the deal for you. Once we do that once or twice, you don't need us for that anymore. So without coming back and charging mentorship fees and this, we don't do that. All we ask in return for that, and I'm very passionate about that, and hear me, and I better see in the chat bar that you got it. When we add you to the team and we blow you away, we reduce your marketing budget down to a dream come true level. We increase your output. We teach you negotiations that you've never done before that actually starts closing more deals versus the number of appointments you go on, which we can high five about later. And then we help you ongoing permanently without asking you for a mentorship program, but because you're on our team and you're part of our family. All we ask in return for that is that if anyone ever says they need help with lead generation process systems, deal flow negotiations, you simply recommend us because we exceeded every expectation that you've ever had. So is that fair? Do you guys get that? Is that a fair trade-off? Can I see that? Raymond, Damon, Desi, everybody, Judy, Brenda, everyone.
Yeah,
You guys get
Raymond
that?
says you got my recommendation. Well, hopefully the webinar is still playing because I know you said you're about to break the internet, so hopefully it's still working.
Yeah, so it drives me crazy. Once you're on our team, real simple. Once you're on a team, you're on our team. And I bet if I go inside your brains right now, wow, man, I would love, dude, I would show me how this is done without a budget. Show me how to run this like a machine. Teach me negotiations. I need to close more deals. I need to do this like a pro. We could solve all that, right? But I know inside your brain, okay, cool. I know I'm going to have a lot of questions. Some of you on your end, because you haven't had somebody that's really taken you by the hand and said, you're truly on our team now. I know that a lot of you would do a blueprint, just like some of our blueprint clients we have now. And they'll ask 2 or 3 questions, and then they'll sit on 2 or 3 questions because they're like, I feel like I hit my quota this week. I don't really want to say anything else. And then finally, when we say knock that crap off, if you have a question, we're going to answer it. Because most of the time, when you put it in our private group, before I can even answer it, somebody that had the same question as you that I already answered for them 2 or 3 or 4 times answers it for me, and for me or for Jason for the rest of my team before I could even get to it. That's what a real family and a real community looks like. And here's the fun part. You guys don't know it yet, but some of you want to do apartment buildings down the road. Well, I already have monsters inside the private group that if you ran across one now that you don't have the expertise or capital for, I have the people inside there that want to partner with you to do it. So whether you know it or not, once you're on our blueprint team, you do all types of real estate that you don't even know you do yet, which is fun
Yep.
for me.
No, absolutely. Guys, if you have not scheduled your call yet, make sure you do that. So Wendy said, I am on your team through membership in the tax delinquent blueprint program. Yes, you are. The 2-day blueprint is different. So yeah, you still are part of the tax delinquent program. Absolutely, Wendy. But this is definitely for you. We want to make sure that you're continuing on. I would schedule a 2-day blueprint call with Jason for sure.
So Wendy, a couple things. Yeah, so you've got the tax delinquent stuff or whatever. So as I was kind of teaching some of that today to everybody listening, imagine a world where you know 10,000 times more in that one sandbox than everybody that's on this training right now, that besides Neil, who we've done a blueprint for. You already know as you're watching right now and everybody else is listening, how completely unfair that is, which is fun. So yes, inside there, yes, you're on our team for the tax delinquent stuff. Imagine the entire business. So yeah, schedule a call. Let's talk. You've already seen what we can do in the tax space, and I'm quite certain it's well beyond anything you've ever seen. We're in a whole different solar system, which everybody else here who schedules a call with us and we break it down for you, you'll see as well. But yeah, you're on our team, right? Lloyd, do you want to partner with us? Absolutely. So yeah, our blueprint clients, you bring us a deal. I've done funding for 25 years. I said I've done that the longest. If you have a good deal, here's the cool part. Myself, Jason, anybody in our organization, and our big blueprint, some of our hedge fund clients inside the group, we're willing to partner with you on any
Yep.
deal that makes sense. Absolutely.
Yep.
Where
For
else
sure.
can you go and get that?
I like this from Valerie. She said, my brain is spinning like crazy. So Jay, she's picking up on the Palliser isms.
Your brain spinning, going crazy. You bet. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And Linda, I see your question. It would be best to schedule a call and we could talk about all that on there for you. That's not a problem at all. Cool. Does anybody else have any questions at all? Like anything to ask me, ask Jason? Um, I like this what Lloyd said. This is truly what I have been looking for. I hear you on that one,
Yeah.
Lloyd, for sure.
Yeah. So here, if you guys, hopefully it's okay to say this, Jason. Um,
Yeah,
Schedule a call, 2-day plan. Let us talk about your business, right? Um, if you're ready to be on our team, you're ready to be on our team. If you're not, no big deal. Um,
right.
just what we taught you here today. I know that you could run with some of that, and you could listen to 100 different um, Facebook or YouTube trainings and not get the level of detail that we went in today. I already know that, right? But here's the other thing where you say, hey, this is what I've been looking for and blah, blah, blah. If you want feedback from other people, schedule a 2-day blueprint call on the 2dayblueprint.com before you even schedule a call. Go down and read these clients. These are investors just like you. Okay. You see here, you've got videos. These are blueprint clients just like you. Listen to what they've said, see what they've done, and then schedule a call. That's one. Two, right on my Facebook, Jason Palliser. If you click on my cover photo where you see me speaking, there's 60 plus, I think something like 60 plus Jason Blueprint clients that commented on what we've done to revolutionize their business, what we've done to help them ongoing, which blew their mind. Right? You can read up on that after you schedule your call and click to talk to any one of those. We are one of the organizations where we say we want you to hear from other people because what we deliver is well beyond any expectation that you set for us. We're ready to exceed it.
And I know, Jay, we're super transparent with things. So we had a couple people ask this already. I believe it was we just had Aaron ask, and let's see here, we had somebody else ask, what's the cost?
Oh yeah, I'll go here. Again, I said it earlier. I'll say it again. And then one day I'll answer. Do we have? I'll answer hers and then Aaron's as well. Aaron, schedule a call because we can find a program that fits for you. I promise. And I'll come back to that in a second. Wendy, hey, do you guys? Yes, we build out your lead flow tracking, CRM systems, everything. We talk about voicemail drops. We're gonna do some. I need everybody and I might almost say it this way: don't schedule a call if you think that we are like anything remotely like a Facebook group surface level training where we do text message blasts and voicemail drops and that's all we got. You are sadly mistaken. We have things that cost way cheaper than some of those things that you're mentioning. And yes, we build that out. We show you the flow of it and tell you what we use and show you what we use because this is not about just training. We're going to give you all the resources that we use as well on different techniques. But we have things that are well beyond anything that you've ever seen anywhere on the internet. Techniques that you don't even know exist that I did not even go into inside the map today. So hopefully that, yes, we solve your lead flow tracking, CRM. We build out all that stuff and show you we don't just build it for you. We actually show you on day 2 how we run our leads through it. So the very next morning when you wake up and that very next day when you get 1,000 good off market leads, they flow straight into your system and your machine's already working for you. Okay. Aaron, schedule a call. We have different pricing options. I will tell you, I'll repeat, I'll work in reverse. Hedge funds that need 1,000 homes, 2,000 homes in a city, we charge them anywhere from 45 to 55 grand for a blueprint. Individuals since we started doing individual blueprints again for people just like you and everybody that listens to this, we're anywhere from 10 grand down to 2,500. And so schedule a call and we can break those different price points down for you. And anybody that's looking to get the ball rolling by just starting wholesaling, the hedge funds we do rentals for. I do 80% wholesales, 10% flips, 10% Airbnbs. Our blueprint's designed to get to everything first to deploy whatever exit strategy you want. But a lot of you are going to start with wholesaling. Last year, our average wholesale was 23.8. The year before was 19.7. Our negotiations teaches you how to get better sales prices in your favor based upon our seller waltz we teach you. So I always tell everybody, if you just did one of our average deals, and let's just cut our average deal in half, that'd be 12 or 30, 12 grand roughly. So that pays for the blueprint within itself. But 2,500, 5 grand or 10 grand, find one that fits for you. We will find a way to add you to our team. So do yourself a favor and schedule a call. At the very least, we can break it down for you, right? It doesn't cost you a penny.
Cool. Linda, I just responded to you. Oh, that was actually to Wendy. I'm not sure why it went to Wendy. Sorry about that, Wendy. She asked Linda was asking what a CRM is, customer relationship management tool. So that's what we use.
It manages your lead flow.
Right.
So
Yeah,
what it does is this, Linda. Imagine a world where the leads come in and some things automatically start happening. Like your leads come in, we get you 1,000 good leads. Don't we need those phone numbers, Linda? So imagine a world where it comes into your machine and it's already put in a spreadsheet, ready to send a simple email, out to get all the phone numbers back. So a relationship management system organizes all that stuff. When all the leads come in and they're tax delinquent, shouldn't your system automatically put them in a different category as a tax delinquent with one click of a button? Shouldn't it already have your emails ready to go out to people if you have their email addresses? Should it automatically schedule out, hey, because we just taught you this in a blueprint, within 7 days, we're going to send out this mail piece. Remember, free direct mail. We'll teach you how to do that, right? So it's a system that organizes all that so that, Linda, you don't have to think about that. You simply go inside your map, right? You simply go inside your map and run your perfect day over here. So Linda, your only responsibility once we're done with the blueprint is click here and run your perfect day again. Linda runs a perfect day again and again. Jason, I can get this done in 2.5 hours. I can't believe this. This is fun for me. Wow. Oh, Jason, I don't have to worry about, oh God, the leads came in. What do I do next? Because that's what that system is built for. The system says, okay, these leads came in. What are they? Okay, boom, we put them over here for you. Oh, boom, we've already scheduled out that 7 days from now, you have a reminder to hit the person on our mail team that we set up for you to get going. And because we've already shown you how to set up free direct mail, this is not fair to your competition.
No, I definitely hear you. Two great questions that came in from Barris and Damon. So Damon, no, we would not be competing, you and I, in Indy. I do several different markets, so there would not be an issue. Plus there's plenty of deals for us to have spread around. So yeah, definitely trust me on that one. That would not be a.
So Wendy, we'll talk to you soon. Jason, let me expand on that. I guarantee that 75% of the people that schedule a call and we talk about their marketplace, their income benchmarks, what they want to do, and we ask, what are you good at? What are you not good at in your opinion in the questionnaire? So it's a real conversation, right? I get 75% of the time, Jason, well, gosh, am I going to like, hey, Jason, I want to do it in the St. Louis market. Do I have to compete against you since you're an absolute monster, assassin, bricks tied to my fist, right? Hey, am I going to compete against Luke Casey? No. Look, I would never, since I started doing this again for individuals 3.5 years ago, if I was ever worried about competition, hear me and schedule your call. I would never train anybody in St. Louis. I've trained 22 people. I've trained 22 assassins. Now, so 2 ways that I explain this to people. One, for you to think that out of 30 techniques that you're going to be running the same technique at the same time in the same zip code as Jason Lucchese for the same reasons is almost negligible. That's 1. 2, you want a few other blueprint clients in your city for this reason. You're going to leave town. the whole thing here is to get you to 5 to 7 deals a month to make 20, 30, 40, 50, 70 grand, 80 grand, 100 grand in a calendar month. And once you do it once, you're going to schedule vacations. And so when you leave town, your machine is not going to stop that we build. We build it so it can run without you. So when you leave town, don't you want Jason Lucchese, and if he's in your market, taking that appointment? Hey, Jason, hey, now that you're on our permanent team together, you just simply text Jason and say, hey, I'm going out of town. Hey, if I get some good off-market leads come in, can you go seller waltz them for me, since I know you know how to do it, and help me lock up the deal, and I'll pay you a fee for it? And vice versa. When Jason goes out of town, so Damon, when Jason goes out of town and he knows you know the blueprint, and he knows you know the seller waltz like he knows it, how to strike deals that other people can't get, Jason feels comfortable handing off leads to you because there's so many to go around.
Yeah.
This is a community. Now, the people that haven't done a blueprint in your city, we are going to smack the crap out of them. I mean, there's nothing we can do to help them.
No, I hear you. This is a good question right here from Barris. Is the market okay to start wholesaling now with the COVID-19 situation? I'll let you answer. I'll just say we haven't slowed down. So Jay, I'll let you go ahead and answer it too.
Yeah, we haven't slowed down whatsoever. When it was hot and heavy, there was probably a 2 or 3 week scare where we simply said, hey, can you just do a video walkthrough of the house for us? And most homeowners said, yeah, I'm fine with doing that, and said, hey, we'll write a contract. We said, hey, we may write an extra 2 or 3 week contract until, if we come to a number that works for you, until we can finally just have somebody walk through it really fast, be in and out in 5 minutes. And so it really didn't slow us down. And now that we've been in this COVID environment for a while, most people have relaxed a little bit about it, knowing, okay, I need to wash my hands, social distance, and they have a better level of comfort. But with everybody being off work, with a lot of businesses not reopening, with people not working and missing payments on their rents, now landlords are tired. So when you market to the landlords and find out who's tired now, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be an avalanche. I'm telling you, over the next 12 to 18 months, there's going to be a market correction. There's probably going to be a dip in some sales prices, stuff like that. That's a supreme opportunity for everybody to win this game. Like, I'm excited. What do people do? Let's equate it to the stock market. You buy low, don't you? When things dip, you buy low and you want to sell high. So if the market starts to correct, you have all these big hedge fund level people that I deal with just sitting on cash. They're like, hey, when this market starts to dip a little bit, give me every house you can find.
Yep. No, I hear you. Let's see. I don't think we have any more coming in, Jay. You want to just share the 2-day blueprint website screen again?
Yeah, sure.
I would highly encourage you, because we still have a lot of folks here right now. Head on over to 2dayblueprint.com, schedule your call, and we'll make sure that you get questions taken care of. We'll see if this is a good fit for you, and would love to have you join the team, join the family, be part of that. Does anybody else have any questions? I know we still have a few people on. Anybody else have any questions at all before we go ahead and end it? Because I know
Hey, Jason, I don't know if I should, or I don't know if you want me to or not. But if you want, I mean, go to schedule your call, folks. Answer the questions, answer them honestly, so we can truly help you, and schedule a call. If you want, I can pull up Facebook and show them the private group so they can see tons of questions in there, and everybody gets your questions answered.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so you guys can see what that looks like. Make sure you guys are heading over to 2dayblueprint.com, and Jay will show you the screen right now. Cool. Yes, please. There are not any evening time to call. Raymond was asking about any evening times.
If you yeah, if you want, do you want me to, if you need an evening time or you can't find a time, do you just want them to email me directly, which I'm fine with?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, because I'm okay with setting an evening time. So my personal email is jason@goseejason.com. If you want to put it in the chat, Jason, and why I show them the group. So jason@goseejason.com. You can ask me for blueprint info and say, hey, I'd like to take an evening phone call. That's not a problem. I'll find a time that works. So inside our private group, letter of intent, every document that you ever need, we put in there. Asking questions. Everybody answers the questions for everybody. Another question. Explaining the process. We're breaking it down. So we do live videos inside here. So it's ongoing help. There's a list on our acquisitions team. Okay, here's one of the people that we just trained that did our first page of Google for free technique, just so you know, and he just closed a $80,000+ deal because they called ready to go, because they made the decision. And when Google puts you in front of them and they trust Google, then there you go. Hey, can somebody share me their blah, blah, blah? Hey, I just posted it. There you go. So all these questions.
You know,
Let's
there's
welcome our.
yeah. Yeah, constant questions, constant answers. That's what family does. That's what happens when you're part of the team.
So every question you have, all you gotta do is put it in the group. Usually some of the same clients that are in there, I've already helped with those questions and they answer them faster than I can. So it's I didn't realize honestly, I didn't realize how valuable the ongoing support would be. I just knew from 20 years of doing it in these other spaces that they charge 10 grand for to 15 grand for mentorship on top of paying for training. Well, we train you, put your systems in place, teach you negotiations, show you how to do it without all these other things. And then just my personal pet peeve, we add you to our team until the group truly saw that we would answer all their questions. And now it's like a full blown community. I have people that hit me up weekly like, hey, just so you know, if you pass away, which is kind of morbid, if you pass away, can you just have your team keep running the group? Because that's the most valuable group I've ever been a part of, which is kind of sweet. Kind of morbid, kind of sweet, you know. And but you know, we're here to help.
That's too funny. I don't see any other questions coming in, Jay. So again, guys, if you want to schedule, let's see here. Linda is going to, thank you very much, signing off. Okay, nice seeing you, Linda. Thanks for joining. So yeah, we're obviously, I initially scheduled this for about an hour. We've definitely gone over that. So make sure, guys, if you have any questions, if you're interested in this at all, go to 2dayblueprint.com, schedule your call. And if you need something in the evening time, just make sure you email Jason. It's jason@gocjason.com. Very simple to do. Raymond, okay, thank you for a great webinar and talk to you later. Raymond, it says that my application will become void. Oh yeah, I already talked to you about the application, so you're good to go. Damon, thanks guys, talk to you soon. Wendy, thanks guys, I'll schedule a call. Okay, cool. Awesome. So yeah, awesome. Any parting words from you, Jay?
Yes, this doesn't have to be hard. Data dictates what you do, right? If you did something 10 times in a row and got 0 results, you'd probably do it differently or stop doing it. If you did something 50,000 times over 17 markets over a 3-year period and 50,000 times and you had 100 variations and you zeroed in on the techniques and the things that win, you'd probably just continue to do that over and over and over, right? So when we do a blueprint for you, that's what we do in each niche. We teach you exactly how to do this and literally not have to think anymore. And it is well beyond anything that you've ever seen.
Yep. No, absolutely. We've had tons of people, and definitely come over to the website if you want to see these people. You want to reach out to them on Facebook, reach out to them. These are real people. Feel free to talk to them. Schedule a call, 2dayblueprint.com. But other than that, we've been on for quite a while, so that is all we've got for you guys. Thanks for being on here with us. Jay, thanks for coming on here, man. This has been a really great session. People have all received tons and tons of value. So appreciate it. Appreciate you guys taking time and spending it with us this afternoon. You take care.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye now.
Investing will be fun. Join us. See you.
Absolutely. See you guys.